What is up, guys? My name is Corey and welcome back to another gameplay commentary. And today we got some Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, and this is actually a nuke I got the other day, and I just got bored, so I was like, you know what, I'll go for some nukes. And I actually got like 2 or 3, but I decided, I wanted to make this a semi-long commentary, so I decided this would be the best gameplay. And I decided to totally change the pace of what I was talking about in my last commentary, where I was talking about basically the new next-gen consoles. And I figured, you know what, this is something cool to talk about, something everyone always wonders. Like, everyone always thinks when they're a kid what the best superpower is. And I started watching Heroes about a few weeks ago, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks, at the most 3, but I'm basically almost done. I have like 5 or 6 more episodes left, and you know what, I figured out what the best superpower is, or what in my mind the best superpower would be, or what. And I mean, I had it figured out. Like, this was always been kind of my idea of what the best superpower is. And you watch this show and people have some crazy powers. Like, one guy can absorb other people's powers, and that's the one of the main characters. And then it's like one person can't die, other people can't, like, people can go invisible. I mean, that's cool. Those are some cool abilities, but I came down to the best ability and just kind of what ability, like, I thought it through. I was like, what ability would come in handy the most in real life, and what ability would be just overall the most helpful, and just basically overall the most useful. And I mean, basically come to the conclusion, and it is the power of persuasion. And I mean, if you haven't, this ability, it's like, you think, like, just by saying that you're probably like, nope, that's the wrong ability. No, you have to actually think about this one. Okay, just when I've always thought about it, I've like thought, I didn't really know what to call it, but I looked it up because in the show, this girl Eden, who works for the company, if you've actually watched the show, if you've actually figured out what her ability is, it's powered persuasion, and what she can do is basically force anyone to do anything without actually forcing them to do anything. So basically, in the show, she uses it in like so many different ways. Like, she tries to get one guy to kill himself, and she actually ends up dying. So I mean, but she basically tells people to do things, and they do them. So basically, in my mind, you could use this in so many scenarios. Hey, you got stopped by the cops. Well, hey, just tell them, hey, they're like, we're gonna give you a ticket. Be like, oh, you don't want to give me a ticket. Oh, you're right, I don't want to give you a ticket. So they just leave you alone. They just go away. And I mean, there are so many, and this just seems like one scenario, but I mean, I'm just thinking of all the possibilities. There's no way you could get, like, you don't get in trouble, because you can just tell everybody, hey, you don't want to get me in trouble, you want to let me go. You want to be like, hey, this is just your warning. Like, say you got caught by the cops doing something, be like, you don't want to give me a ticket, you want to just say, hey, go home, don't do it again, and do whatever. And I mean, you could just do this, and that'd be it. You could be like, you could just be walking on the streets, see Bill Gates, be like, hey, Bill Gates, you want to give me $1 million? Bill Gates will be like, hey, I want to give you $1 million. What's up? And just overall, that's probably, just think of all the possibilities with that. You could tell everyone to do literally anything, and they would do it. That would probably be the best ability. And I mean, you would literally not have to do anything. You don't have to, like, if you want to hurt someone, I mean, you can get someone else to do it. Like, hey, I don't like this guy, go beat him up. You get someone else to go beat him up. You don't even gotta beat him up. Just so many possibilities if you actually think about it. With this ability, or with that superpower, that would probably just be the #1 power in my mind. And I mean, it's kind of like a hard concept to grasp if you think about, if you don't think about it. It just seems like, hey, that doesn't really make sense. But if you actually put the thought into it and think about, hey, like, this actually is probably, in my mind, the best superpower. I mean, there isn't a best superpower just because everyone has their own opinion, so everyone kind of thinks something is better than others. So I mean, if you have a different idea of what the best superpower is, please feel free to leave it in the comments. But I'm just kind of gonna go and back up my reason why and just give some more examples. I mean, shit, you could go play the lottery, for just another money example. I mean, everyone likes money. Go and tell everyone, like, you could go up to the thing and show them your lottery ticket, and they'd be like, oh, these aren't the right numbers. You can be like, yeah, these are the right numbers. And they'd be like, you're right, they are. and then, you know what, you just won the lottery. Or, as I said earlier, with the speeding ticket or like a traffic ticket, anything. You just be like, hey, you don't want to give me a ticket. The cop would be like, you're right, I don't want to give you a ticket. I'm just going to go home and do my own thing. Just so many situations like this. Basically, any situation where you're dealing with other people could be avoided, or you could put it in your favor just with this power, or with that superpower. And I mean, you're dealing with people probably a lot of your day. So I mean, in my mind, that would always be the best superpower. Because I mean, if everyone in the world had superpowers, and the only reason I'm doing this commentary, guys, I just wanted to say this, is because I started watching Heroes, and as I said, that show is fucking amazing. That show, literally, if you're gonna watch it, after the first season, it kind of loses its, I mean, it kind of becomes irrelevant. It really starts to lose its feel in my mind. Like, it's really, the first season is amazing. The whole first season is really good. But after that, I mean, it just kind of fills up. Like, the second season, in my mind, is completely worthless. That is completely pointless. They should not have even thrown that in. The third season, I mean, the third season's cool, and then the fourth season, it's just like whatever. I really feel like the first season was so good that, like, I wish they could have kept whatever they were doing. Like, could have kept whatever idea they had. I wish that would have been, like, the whole story. So, I mean, this is kind of not really, like, what is the best superpower. It's more like a review on the show Heroes, and also what is the best superpower. And I just want to say that, in my mind, the best superpower is powered persuasion, or the power of persuasion, whatever you want to call it. But just because, in my mind, there are so many possibilities. I mean, you could be the president, and you could persuade anyone you could persuade the world to vote for you. Or you could persuade people to vote for you, and just you could have so much power, like, with such an ability. And I mean, it's not something that you would have to hide, because no one would even think that you have, because I mean, when you think of a superpower, you don't think of something like that. So you don't have to worry about people knowing that you have a superpower, because it's not something you think is a superpower. So I mean, you can stay in hiding. You don't have to worry about people finding out. And I mean, if anyone finds out, you can just tell them, hey, no, I'm just a normal guy. And they'll be like, you're right, you are just a normal guy. So basically, in my mind, best superpower. If you have another idea on what the best superpower is, feel free to leave it in the comments, And watch, this is actually I thought this was pretty funny. I got this kill cam, I got this nuke, and I was like, what's up? Just knife this dude in the back, calling a nuke. Well, guys, as I said a few seconds ago, if you have another idea on what the best superpower is, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I recommend that everyone who watches this video start the show Heroes. Watch probably a good 4 or 5 episodes in. It's a really good show. It's on Netflix. I would highly recommend it. 5-star show in my mind. But the first season is the best season. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.